Hey traders, in this video we're going to talk about how to keep raising the bar in your trading. Stay tuned. Hey guys, a very warm welcome to you. Alright, so one for intermediate traders, not necessarily beginners, because beginners, you're kind of in a different phase, you're trying to find your feet, you're probably trying to find some setups or strategies that work for you, trying to work out which markets, which time frames. It's that learning process that you have to go through. But as a more intermediate trader, maybe a more advanced trader, we get to a point where you're stalling, you're making maybe consistent profits, you're doing okay, and you're just kind of trying to nudge things higher, maybe take a few steps forward, a few steps back, but you're kind of spinning your wheels in the same area for a while. And even if you're a trader who's kind of not reached that level of consistency yet, it still applies, but maybe different aspects at different points. So here's kind of my 7 points, if you like, look at way to raise the bar in your trading or to improve your trading. So number one is study hours. This is the primary thing that always seems to move the needle for me. Later on, there's always a delayed reaction to it, but studying things like the market you're trading, how much more data and how much more analysis can you do on the market. Now, I'm not saying you should be sitting there just staring at charts for the sake of it, but is there any kind of more stuff you can go into? Is there any more patterns that you can look for? Any more setups that you can see? Any more things that are just obvious with the markets that you're trading? And setups, obviously, just mentioned setups, only setups that are starting to occur now that haven't occurred before. You may not see them unless you're there and you're open-minded to the new setups. So you might say, hey, listen, I've got my setups I know work. However, markets are always changing. If I can be at the very, very front and spotting a setup that's working now, I'm going to get a very long lifetime cycle, or a very long kind of lifespan of the setup. If there's an example would be, we had a spell where, we used to have an algo that would kick in and reverse the trend at noon. And so, that was working very nicely for a while. And we do get it still from time to time. We get that kind of flush into the noon period. But something where you can spot a setup that's working within the environment you're trading. And strategy, so broad strategy. When you're going to trade, what types you're going to trade, markets you're going to trade. So working on your approach. Next thing is health and self-care. So looking after yourself, your diet, your fitness, all this kind of stuff, because even though it seems like it's completely separate, it isn't. Because if you are performing well in the markets, you tend to be performing well at every aspect. And also there's that thing, guys, that if you're in the gym, or if you're jogging or swimming or whatever you're doing, if you're a kind of person who does yoga or any of these kind of stuff, then you push yourself in there. It's much easier to see results in that setting than it is perhaps in trading, because sometimes you're improving your trading, you don't see the results immediately in your bottom line. Whereas pretty much in the gym, if you're lifting more weight over time, you're going to get stronger, and you get stronger, and you get stronger until you kind of hit a plateau. You run faster, you get faster, you get fitter, you get faster, etc. So it kind of helps that discipline muscle as well. And I've done whole kind of swathes of videos, guys, that talked about health and fitness and how it really does improve your bottom line in trading. Number three is performance analysis. This is a good one, this is a key one, this is something that's overlooked. So looking and studying your own performance. How do you perform under certain conditions? Times of day, days, market types, setups, all the things that we can go into and analysing and stripping out stuff that isn't helping you or serving you, and focusing on the stuff that is, whether you are a swing trader, stock trader, day trader, whatever. That's really, really key, guys. And these top three are really key. Now we start moving on to more operational perspective. And I want to kind of signify the difference between that by kind of putting a dash there. So number four, position sizing. So an easy way, or there's nothing easy about it actually, but to improve profitability, increase profitability, of course, the next level we're looking for is to increase our position sizing. So things are going well, setups are working well, we're in tune with the markets, losses aren't catastrophic, you have losses, you have gains, your equity curve is in the right direction. Maybe time to increase the position size while still accepting the risk that goes with that, not going crazy and jumping kind of tenfold or even triple. Just being very careful with that. That's a way of kind of raising the bar on what you're expecting to achieve every month, every quarter, every year. Setup library. So whilst we talked about here studying the setups you've got and maybe adding more to it, this is reviewing what's going on in terms of how successful the setups are. So perhaps a hybrid of performance analysis and setups, but this is more focused on the actual setups as opposed to general overall performance. So which setups are working well with the conditions? How can I tweak and adjust the setups to improve them? What adjustments, what tweaks? Can I increase my stop? Do I need to tighten up my stop? Do I need to adjust the way I'm entering? Can I extend my targets a bit? And narrowing down, and again, this analysis and this focus and really raising the bar and the effort level you're putting in outside of the screen. Number 6, the market's watched. So maybe you're doing very well in one market. How can you go to the next level without crowding yourself and obviously overdoing the data that's coming in? Maybe now to start trading another market. Perhaps you're trading one specific Forex pair, you might want to look at another Forex pair. If you're trading an index, maybe you want to trade another index as well. Maybe you want to trade an active commodity, like crude oil or gold. So it's adding another market, another layer. And again, what you don't want to be doing with any of this stuff is pushing yourself too far that you end up doing damage. And also recognize that as well. So if you find yourself working harder, doing more stuff, find that limit edge where it's maybe taking its toll a little bit too much, not quite feeling on par, peak performance, and back off a touch. And then that'll become the new norm, and you can stretch it again, you can stretch it again, you can stretch it again. So we're not overloading ourselves here. And the final thing, of course, is P&L. So P&L goals really is what should be said. So what are you trying to achieve over the quarter, over the month, over the quarter, over the year, over the week, whatever time frame you look on? And I've kind of talked about this before, being careful. You're not trying to force the market. If it's a quiet week and you're looking for $5 grand a week, 500 quid a week, 50 grand a week, whatever order of magnitude we're talking about here, you can't force it. So you've got to be careful you're not having goals that are too short term, but longer short term. Maybe if you've done okay the last year, maybe next year, like, okay, well, I want to try and add 50% to that, or I want to try and double that, or whatever. And then saying, okay, well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to do that by increasing the number of hours I'm putting into setups and strategy. I'm going to add an additional kind of 45 minutes here and there to my performance analysis. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing something each day for kind of fitness and mental health care and all this kind of stuff. And then, just going through everything. And then that will then make you believe that, hey, well, I'm putting the extra work in to warrant the extra P&L. So again, you're kind of reinforcing that within your mind and saying, yeah, okay, I'm not just saying, I want to make 800 grand this year, and no one's going to believe that. You don't believe it yourself, and you can tell yourself as much as you want in front of the mirror, you're going to make 800 grand, but if last year you made 50 and you've not made that many changes, it's probably not going to work. If last year you made 15, like this one, I want to make 100, I'm going to really step up this, I'm going to step up this, you've got a plan of action, you start to believe that it's possible because you can see the pathway to it. And that's how you keep raising that bar, raising that bar, raising that bar. All right, guys, I hope this has helped, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.